Hey guys, Jennifer Crow here with United Country Fulford Realty. I'm here with Keith Simon.
Hey everybody.
With Fairway Independent Mortgage, and we're going to talk about appraisals today.
Appraisals.
Yes, a lot of confusion surrounding appraisals, and everything we're talking about, we are referring to finance properties. This is not about a seller just wanting to know the value of their property. So we'll start with that. I know from a realtor standpoint, I see a lot of sellers just wanting to get an appraisal to try to find value. Is that helpful? Would you recommend it?
Honestly, the real estate professional is going to have more information. She's going to know your market. She's going to know comparable valued homes that are in your neighborhood and be able to give you a very strong indication of what the market value is. As far as an appraisal that the homeowner has, it means nothing, and I can't use it for anything. So it plays no bearing in finance at all.
Yeah, and that's kind of the way I advise as well. I'm going to base everything on market data, and there are sometimes some variances between appraisal and a recommended listing price. Lender orders appraisal, correct?
Absolutely. So you can't really come to me with your own appraisal and plop it on the desk and say, hey, I've had the appraisal done. What do you want me to do? And that doesn't work. The only ones that can do that would be VA. Say that Jennifer was a soldier with a different lender, just didn't like the lender, or things weren't going the way they wanted, they weren't being responded to. Let's say Quicken Loan, who's not very quick or rockety, but they decide they want to come to somebody local. A veteran owns the appraisal, so they'd be able to bring their appraisal to me, and I'd get it essentially transferred to us as the lender, and we'd go from there.
And as an agent, I cannot order.
Nope.
That and lender chooses, or y'all have a process, right, in which you order the.
We do. So it's a third party system. I really have no communication with the appraisers at all. So we order from a third party who has a pool of appraisers set in our area that, of course, we've approved of. And it's a blind draw. Who gets it, gets it. I have no say either way.
Yeah, creates a lot of anxiety.
It does.
Yeah. So last but not least that I want to touch on, if a property does not meet value, what are our options?
That's a great question. So there are two loans, VA and USDA. They clearly state in their in the verbiage of one of the addendums that they have signed that if it doesn't make value, the seller either meets value on appraisal and continues the sale or returns the earnest money to the buyer, and the buyer is allowed to walk away from the purchase.
Okay. So in certain situations, if there's not a huge gap or whatever, can the seller lower their purchase price?
The seller can. The one thing to remember about that is if they lower their purchase price, they may not be able to pay all of the closing costs and prepaids that Jennifer helped you negotiate into your contract. And they are allowed to lower their price and change that number because they're meeting a value of the home. The other side of that is if it's a conventional loan, and I don't recommend this to buyers, but they have the ability to make up the difference themselves in cash. They can say Jennifer's selling me the house, I'm getting a conventional loan. She's selling it for $200, it appraised for $198, and I really want the house no matter what. I can pay the additional $2,000 to meet value as financed by the appraisal.
Yeah, and as far as renegotiating the contract price from a realtor standpoint, we'll go over all the numbers because it is about the bottom. It is about that bottom number, especially for a seller. Last but not least, what if the appraisal comes back and neither party's willing to budge? Can we appeal the appraisal? What can we do?
You can. There's a couple of different processes. And in a real world example for Jennifer and I, we've just had this happen. So Jennifer represented seller and buyer, which is common. And she had done her market research, had a good collection of comparable homes, and was able to immediately get those to the appraiser. The appraiser had 2 or 3 of them that they had not researched or used, and it was able to alter the value back to the original sales price. So it worked out perfect that way.
So I would say the moral to this story is always work with trusted professionals on the realtor side of things and on the lender side of things. They can definitely help you maneuver through these different situations.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anything you want to add in closing?
No, I think we covered everything pretty good. You know, the market's dictating what houses are selling for, and the perfect person to ask is a professional who knows their market.
And if you guys have any lending questions, you can always give Keith a call.
Absolutely.
What's your number?
Give me a call at 334-447-8543.
And if you have any real estate questions, you can give me a call. My number is 334-494-2780. You guys have a wonderful day.
Have a wonderful day.